Alright, y'all. Back again. About to solve some systems of equations with elimination. Get a little practice. Wait. Hold on. Gotta bring it back. The theme song. Got to give the people. Give the people what they want. The theme song has returned. Now, to the math. It'd be awesome if you actually listened to this and didn't just write the stuff down without even thinking about it. Hopefully you'll do that. If you don't, can't stop you. So, we are practicing solving systems of equations with elimination. Okay? So, the first practice problem says 3x minus 2y equals 6. Equals negative 6. And it says negative 5x minus 5y equals negative 65. Okay? Remember, basic steps are, first you need to find/create two variables that can cancel out. That can cancel each other out. Okay? So starting with that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, by adding. Let's put by adding. Okay? Because that's going to be important. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, well, I'm looking at my x's and 3 and negative 5 don't cancel out if I add them. Negative 2 and negative 5 don't cancel out if I add them. So what I need to do then is create a way that these variables cancel out. So, 2 will say, if you need to create a canceling situation, find the least common multiple, the LCM, of one of your variables. Okay? So I could pick either variable. I could pick x or y, and I need to find the least common multiple of one of those variables. So I'm going to pick x. So I have 3 and negative 5. So the least common multiple of this, let's see, if I start counting by 3s and I start counting by 5s. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15. Boom. Least common multiple. I can turn both of these into a 15 by multiplying. I could do the same thing with y. Between 2 and 5, I could turn a 2 into a 10 by multiplying, and I could turn 5 into a 10 by multiplying. Doesn't matter which one you use. Just because I did this, I'm going to use a 3 and 5 because I did it to begin with. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this 3 into a 15 by multiplying it by 5. Right? So I'm going to take 5 times 3, and that becomes 15x. 5 times 3x. I'm going to take 5 times negative 2y, and that becomes negative 10y. And then I'm going to take 5 times negative 6, and that becomes negative 30. Please make sure that that makes sense to you. On the second one, I want this to become a negative 15. Well, since it's already a negative 5, I just have to multiply everything by 3. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15x, right? Negative 5x, negative 15x. This is the key. Positive 15 and negative 15 cancel out. That's what I want each time, okay? 3 times negative 5y is negative 15y. And 3 times negative 65 is negative, whatever 65 times 3 is, 15, carry the 1, 18, 19, negative 195. Okay? Now I've created 2 new equations where, in this case, when I add them, the x variable will cancel out. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is add the equations. So 15 and negative 15 is 0, which is nothing, which is canceled out. Negative 10 and negative 15 is negative 25y. Negative 10 plus negative 15 is negative 25. Negative 30 plus negative 195, I believe, is negative 225. But let me not guess. 195 and 30, 5, 12, yep, 225. So now I end up with negative 25y equals negative 225. So to solve this, to isolate y, I divide by negative 25 on both sides. This becomes y, and negative 225 divided by 25. What is that? 25 times 10 is 250, so that should probably be 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry 4. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 and 4 is 225. Perfect. So that equals negative divided by negative is positive. That equals positive 9. Now I know that y equals positive 9. So then what I can do from there is plug positive 9 back into one of my equations. So I take one of my original equations, and that first one, it was like 3x minus 2y equals negative 6. And I already knew that y was positive 9, so I'm going to plug that in. So 3x minus 2 times 9 equals negative 6. This is negative 18, it's negative 6, plus 18, plus 18, 3x equals 12, divided by 3, divided by 3, x equals 4. So for my final answer, I get the ordered pair, xy, of x equals 4, y equals 9. This ordered pair will make this equation true. It'll make any of those equations that we previously wrote true. Okay? So here's the thing about these next 2 problems I'm going to have you do. Some of you, you're just going to write down whatever I wrote here. You're not even listening right now, and you're just going to write them down. You're not going to think about it at all. It's not going to be very helpful. Some of you are going to try to do the problem before I explain it, and then you'll be able to see what you know and what you don't know. That'll be very helpful. Some of you who are still a little more apprehensive about this are going to do the problem as I do it, and you'll be listening. That will be helpful too. The only thing that won't be helpful is if you just sit there and copy down numbers and you don't think at all about what you're doing. So don't be that person. Okay? So here's the next problem. Example 2. It says negative x minus 4y equals negative 35. And it says negative x minus 5y equals negative 43. If you think you got this on your own, pause it, go ahead and solve it right now. For those of you who aren't quite ready yet, or if you're now coming back to check it, this is what you should do. Here's where the magic is for me. I see a negative 1 and a negative 1. Those aren't going to cancel out as they exist right now, but I can easily change this one to be a positive 1 so that they do cancel out. So I'm going to take this whole equation and multiply it by -1 because I want these x's to cancel out. So I'm going to rewrite the original. Here's the first one. I'm just rewriting it. So -1x minus 4y equals -35. -1 times -1 is 1x. -1 times -5 is plus 5y. And -1 times -43 is positive 43. Now I see I got a -1 and a positive 1. Those cancel out. That's what I want. Those cancel. This becomes 1y. -35 and 43. What's that? 8. Y equals 8. Now that I know y equals 8, I can plug it back in. I'm going to take this original equation. -1x minus 4y equals -35. But now I know y equals 8. So -1x minus 4 times 8 equals -35. -1x minus 32 equals -35. Plus 32 plus 32. -1x equals, what is that? 35 -3. Divided by -1. Divided by -1. X equals 3. Y equals 8. X equals 3. So my ordered pair, that would be the solution, would be x, y, x is 3, y is 8. Okay? There's the problem. Even if you found you made this one a 20 and this one a -20, you should get the same answer. Let's now do the last example. Example 3. It says 2x plus y equals 14 and 5x plus 4y equals 38. Okay? Go ahead and solve it. If you got it, try it. This is what I would do. Right here, I can see I can easily turn this into a -4, so these cancel out. And take this whole thing and multiply it by -4. So I get -8x plus -4y equals -14 times 4, 16, carry the 1, -56. This I don't even need to change. 5x plus 4y equals 38. You see, here's my stuff that cancels out. So I'm going to add these together. This becomes -3x. These cancel out. And this becomes whatever 56 minus 38 is 18. Divide by -3. Divide by -3. X equals 6. X equals 6. So I'm going to go plug it back into one of these equations. 5x plus 4y equals 38. We found out that x equals 6. So 5 times 6 plus 4y equals 38. This is 30 plus 4y equals 38. 4y equals 8. Y equals 2. So my final answer, my place where the lines would cross, is x equals 6, y equals 2. That's what we have today. I hope you actually really thought about it, tried to learn what you're doing so you can be successful in class. Bass, I'm out.